For more than 150 years, the Supreme Court construed the Constitution according to the ascertainable meaning of the men who framed it. I told you that this Constitution was a last will and testament. And this is precisely the way all wills and testaments and trusts and such instruments are and have been construed by our courts for hundreds of years. At the present time, the Supreme Court of the United States no longer construes the meaning of the Constitution, as that meaning was written into it by its founding fathers. On the contrary, our present Supreme Court remakes the Constitution at will and announces the changes on Monday morning of each succeeding week that the court is in session. If the current decisions of the Supreme Court are correct, then all of the hundreds of decisions made by the Supreme Court prior to 1950 are wrong. The test of the validity of what the government does today is not what the Constitution provides, but what 5 of the 9 Supreme Court judges of the Supreme Court will think about what has been done by the government when that act comes before them for their judgment. Thus, I am sorry to say, there are no operable restrictions upon the power of the federal government today, except the unpredictable mix of sociological predictions and fixations that are entertained by the justices of the Supreme Court of the United States from time to time. This is not the legacy of government by constitutional law that was left to Americans by their forefathers. On the contrary, this is unpredictable government by peculiarly unqualified men who are completely beyond the reach of the electorate. Ironically, the Founding Fathers anticipated that something like this might happen, and they provided a remedy for it in the Constitution itself. Article 3 of the Constitution provides that Congress may deprive the Supreme Court of all or any part of its appellate jurisdiction. Every case appealed to the Supreme Court from a lower court goes there only by the permission of the Congress of the United States. Congress can and Congress should now withdraw this permission in view of the notorious incompetence of the present Supreme Court of the United States to construe the Constitution of the United States. Congress should take away from the Supreme Court all jurisdiction to hear appeals in cases where constitutional questions are involved.